Hey guys, here's my floral Hobby Lobby fall haul. It was crazy there today, so don't delay. Get your fall haul. I had these earlier last year, but everything else, we're gonna make a floral basket. Stay tuned. Hey friends, so it is super hot today. We even had a heat advisory. I think it was 90 something, I don't know. But what do you do when it's really, really hot? You go to Hobby Lobby and wish it's fall, right? So I feel like you can still decorate even though it's like steaming hot outside. Anyway, Hobby Lobby was hopping today. Everybody was at the Hobby Lobby. So apparently I did not have this idea uniquely. Everyone went today to get their fall stuff. So whether if you're supplementing your fall decor, which if you are in a home and have been collecting things over the years, like I have, you don't have to get all your fall stuff, but this is kind of the supplement fall haul that I got today. And really, if you know me, I like floral arranging. The only thing with floral arranging is once you have real flowers, you have them for like a little while and you get to enjoy them for like a week or less and then they're gone. But if you have a dry or a faux flower arrangement, then of course you get to enjoy it year after year. And so this was the inspiration for today's fall haul. So of course I had to get the dry foam. I had to stock up. This one has like number 8 brick, 6 value packs. So got that. So I can make lots and lots and lots. And then I was looking for a dough bowl, but then, you know, I settled, instead our eyes came to this. And I really like this one because it's twiggy and it's sturdy and has kind of the shape of a dough bowl. But there's something about the twigs that kind of really bring in the autumn vibe. So we got that. And now for all the picks. Okay, so 40% off is what they're doing for Hobby Lobby right now. And a huge shout out, may I just say, to Olivia's Romantic Home. She actually, I won on a giveaway one of her Hobby Lobby gift cards. And she's always doing fun giveaways on her channel, but really you are going to love her inspiration. I get just so many ideas and she's super talented. You'll love her instantly. I'm gonna link her channel below, so y'all go check her out, okay? And like and subscribe her videos. Okay, so this one is kind of like a twiggy fall, which I thought goes along good with this. I don't know, how fun is that? So that one, 40% off all the picks, right? So I got several of these. The idea is I'm trying to make a, like a big floral basket. And yeah, I know I can buy them. I know I can, but y'all, it's just not the same. It is not the same. So if you're doing a floral arrangement, make sure you get, especially a fall one, you want a lot of leaves. You want a lot of foliage to kind of hang over the side as you're building it out. And so of course I had to get, I think I got like 4 of these because I have a big basket. And then of course I got several of these little pine cones. I see these all over the internet on social media, on Pinterest and all the little Amazon storefronts or something similar. But I really like these pine cones because they're not prickly, they're not messy, and the color is variegated, very pretty. So I got that one. And y'all, if y'all just wanted to stick these in a little vase and call it done, you could do that as well. So I'm so excited. Oh, okay, I'm gonna keep going with the short picks. I don't wanna get distracted. I got a couple of long ones. These were my most expensive picks just because they are They look like the corn husk. They still weren't expensive, but they were a little bit more. Thank goodness I had a fun Hobby Lobby card, so I just splurged and got all sorts of fun picks. But these, I like the cream with that. And then, oh yeah, more of the pine cones. I did get like, yeah, I guess I got 4 of these. I got 4 of these. Just because we have a slightly bigger basket. And, oh, I just love these berries, y'all. So I love anything with blueberries and the orange and the reds. And, oh my goodness, it's just so celebratory. Oh, I love berries. Texture is so fun. Oh, and also for texture, I got these, right? They kind of go good with the cream husk. So you could just do all cream, but I like a little color sometimes in the arrangement, so I went with those. And then I got one big long, you need a swoopy piece, right? And so I'm actually going to cut this up. I know, a shame, right? But I'm going to use it to hang it over the edge just to add a little bit more texture. So if this one actually was like 40% off, but it was $7.99, but I can get a lot of pieces off of this and use it for, if you have a hot glue gun, you can make a lot of good things happen, right? And then always check, like there's always 75% off sections in Hobby Lobby, or 80 or 90. This one was 75% off. So these were just reduced to $1.99 a piece, and they're very long, and they were normally like $7, $6.99 a piece. But I liked that it had the same kind of berry that this has, and they say it's good to add a little greenery in your floral arrangement. So super, super fun. And then of course, you can't have a fall haul without pumpkins. You just can't, right? And so this was 40% off, $7.99. You get a lot of the pumpkins in the white. Of course, I just did that because I have so many colors going on that I didn't want to distract. And then if you have filler, I would recommend get the fall packaged pumpkins and gourds. This was $4.99 and 40% off. And if you have little dishes, whether it's a little silver dish or a glass dish, it just really, or those 3-tiered trays that everyone's doing, it's really inexpensive. And if you have little signs you want to add, it's just fun. So anyway, thought I'd share my fall haul. Go to Hobby Lobby, but just be aware everyone else is going to go to Hobby Lobby too. So schedule your visit, but have fun creating. Like and subscribe. Thanks for joining me. So here I am just gluing the floral foam directly to the basket, which did not work extremely well. I found that it came undone during the arrangement, and my husband had to use some floral wire to keep it in place at the end. Just be careful when you're working with hot glue because it is extremely hot. So here I have one of the longer branches. I had this one before, and I am snipping it off down to size. Man, those wire cutters were kind of hard to use, or maybe it was just me. So, but anyway, with floral foam, you can kind of decide if it's not exactly right. Don't stress about it because you can always just put it in there at an angle, which is what I'm doing. Make sure when you get the floral foam, you get the dry floral foam. They have the wet floral foam option too, but you'll want to use that when working with real flowers. These picks were actually spring off-season picks that I had from the previous year, and or maybe even 2 years ago. It was a while. But if you check Michael's, Hobby Lobby, places like that, you can even look in the spring section, and you'll have spring clearance, sometimes 80–90% off, and you can get some really high quality
picks. It has kind of the fuzzy lamb's ear feeling to it, but I feel like it also kind of has a little bit of a mossy fall vibe. So that's what we're using there. So yeah, so I have my little fall leaf wings. We are taking flight on this fall arrangement. And I am adding a similar color branch with the little berries. Those I did buy, and oh, so happy that they were exactly the ones I needed. Always go into your stockpile of what you have from the previous years. You do not have to buy every single thing. So you can utilize some remnants from the previous year. So I love how these match. I also like how the leaves are the same color, but they are a different shape, which just gives it some whimsy, but also some continuity. So doing the same thing, putting it on the other side, just because I like the look of layering. So tell me, guys, do y'all like to add greenery to your fall floral arrangements, or are you more neutral, or are you more colorful? So comment neutral or colorful on your fall floral arrangements, or do you like a little bit of both? So neutral, colorful, or both. To give me feedback on what y'all like to do for your fall florals. So there we go. I'm fussing, but we've got it a nice base. Okay, so I'm excited. I'm feeling confident now. And time for the picks. Okay, so those fall leaves, I feel like look really kind of realistic. And when you have those fall leaf on the sides, just like that. I have one, I was trying to figure out at that point, which side do I put them on? I'm also realizing that some of the veins of the leaf were flipped on the wrong side, but no worries, you can always flip them over. So I think layering that first layer of color, if you've never done fall floral arrangements, start with your leaves. Start with your leaves to create a nice foundational baseline. And if you want a large scale, which, wow, this one turned out to be pretty large. It is very important that you put it at an angle to make it much, much larger. So you can see the little basket is not enormous, but you can make it look a lot bigger because you're not even going to see much of your vessel or your basket. So, okay, so I really like the lighter leaves with the darker ones. I feel like it gives a nice contrast. I just love the fall season. It's almost like, apple cider and cinnamon and all the smells and everything. It's like when you're creating these arrangements, you're just really inspired by the whole beauty of change. I saw a fall sign at Hobby Lobby. It was saying how something that fall is evidence that change is beautiful. It wasn't, don't quote me on that, but it was, and it is, because there's seasons in life, but change is beautiful. Okay, so back to the arrangement. We have some cream corn husk, and those were a little more expensive, but I really liked those, and I'm so glad I got them. So don't always go for the cheapest ones, right? You've got to have some really nice texture, and that gave that nice kind of corn husk texture, right? And so I really, really like those. I'm just spread them out, all the leaves. That's what I'm doing right there, because they do, when they're all piled together, they have a way of getting all clumped together. So spread it out. You'll also get a nice look that way. I'm loving how it's coming together, and I'm realizing, oh my goodness, I'm thinking, did I get enough picks? Because you can see that I still have that floral foam brick, and I have a lot more ground to cover. So part of me at this point is kind of internally panicking and thinking, what else do I have in my stash? So if you have it in your budget, overbuy a little bit on the picks. If you don't have a big stockpile, because you may just find that you need some more. Okay, now we're adding the berries, the berry layer. I love berries. I think they're adorable. I think they're fun. They add round whimsy and color. And you guys, for all you colorful, I know they're showing a lot of neutrals. I'm a big fan. Don't get me wrong. I love the all cream, boho, chic kind of style, but I love the kind of the traditional berry color and just to add some color, I love that kind of saffron sunset gold that I just added, the chrysanthemum, the faux chrysanthemum. I think I had 3, yeah. And so I'm just building a triangle right there. And then I'm adding, those are my favorite, the little pine cones. Those are so cute. I've seen people put those in jars or little vases, like the miniature vases, and they just look so, so good. You can put them in a bathroom or wherever. So I'm popping those in, and I'm loving how the colors all tie together. The pine cones have those nice kind of amber gold and brown kind of spicy colors, almost like cinnamon. Did y'all ever get those cinnamon broomsticks growing up? My mom would get them, and we would have, the whole house would just smell like cinnamon. I know you can still get them, even sometimes, like I've seen them at like a CVS or Walgreens or but that smell, I just love the smell of like cinnamon oil. I don't know. It sparks creativity and happiness, and I love it. Okay, so this one is the swoopy long one. The longer picks are more expensive, just telling you. So if you need to get the longer picks for a large vase, do it. Okay, so I'm adding my sunflowers. Don't you love those? They had those in all different varieties. I know they had the white sunflowers. They had the traditional orangey yellow sunflowers. And those I actually had from a previous year. And I thought, oh, how perfect. So I guess you would call that your focal flower. You want to poke the focal flowers in kind of in the middle. You want them to kind of be, or you could do them on the side, but you do want a larger flower mixed with the smaller ones. Those pears I did not get at Hobby Lobby, but I did get them, actually it was estate sale shopping. So sometimes you can combine things from thrifty estate sale shopping with your retail haul and come across, you kind of mix the old and new and come across a very unique creation when you do that. Okay, those I also had from a previous year. I want to say I got those at Michael's. I think it was Michael's. Yeah, it's hard to remember. But as you see, it came in one big pick. And if you can get the ones that have multiple flowers on one, you can probably save a little money doing that. So those were also great filler flowers. I was so, so thankful that I thought to grab those because, like I said, I thought I had enough picks, but when I got home, I was like, oh my goodness, I need to use my stash of floral remnants to see what I have. And I'm feeling more calm and confident about the arrangement. It's so funny when you're creating a piece, you have that little first zone of, oh my goodness, how is this going to come together? And then it's almost like, oh, how is it? It's like a plane when you're about to take off and you feel the rollers kind of at the beginning. And then all of a sudden the wings come up and you're steady and you're in that creative zone. That's the only way I can describe it. You know, I write books, I'm an author, and it's almost like when you type that first sentence or when you put together that first stem, you're like, is it going to come together? And then you just go with the flow. You go in that creative flow, and now we are in the zone. So you're always going to feel probably a little bit hesitant when you start creating something, but it's normal to kind of feel outside of your comfort zone. So you can do it. It's going to be beautiful and it's going to be fun and you're going to love it. So, okay, so now I'm just adding a few more picks here. You know, you really could have taken those leaves off. Some leaves are prettier than others. I'm not a huge fan of those leaves, but I do like that it adds some more depth. So I did leave most of the leaves on there. But if you wanted to, and you could always remove those leaves. So, okay, now I'm just trying to figure out what you doing, Jenny. What you doing? What are you going to add? And I added, that twiggy pumpkin. If I did not add that twiggy pumpkin, that was the cherry on top. That's like your cupcake with the cherry on top. It was perfect. It was exactly what that piece needed. And at the very end, I don't show this part. I'll put a picture at the very end, but I actually put some branches on the end to echo the twiggy pumpkin. Okay, now I'm just adding those white pumpkins. I love that they come in a pack, and I actually figured out a really fun tip. I used some of my leftover, which I'll show you in a minute, some of my leftover picks. I actually, the ones that I clipped, there we go, I stuck that and made my own little pumpkin pick, which was, I thought, oh, you know, I just thought of that as I was arranging. And wow, you can save a lot of money because one pumpkin pick could be like $4.99. But if you get those foam pumpkins and add your leftover stems and just poke the stems in, wow, you have just instantly saved a lot of money, and it's really easy. To secure it, I added a little ring of glue around it, and I just didn't want that pick to come out. It probably would not have, and you probably would have been okay without doing it, but I like everything to be safe, secure, and I don't want it to fall apart. So I'm just trying to figure out where to position those pumpkins. I love the look of white pumpkins. A lot of my decor is white and black and neutrals. I do have some pops of red. I have red velvet chairs in my house. What do they call it? I think it's Red Theory or something. If you add red to your house, it just adds, you know, a punch of life and fun, and everything kind of comes together when you add a little red. So I like that we have some red sunflowers. Red is just such a passionate, beautiful color. Okay, so now I have that one long piece, the swoopy piece. Everyone needs a swoopy piece, right? And to me, that piece looked like wheat, and I wanted to have that kind of feathery dangling thing, and exactly what I envisioned. It is doing that. I'm just trying to figure out how to put them in the foam. Sometimes you'll have, you know, you have to get that stem really sharp to poke that in the foam, and I think it was kind of frazzled, and so that's what I was doing right there. So I'm really, there's my little Vanna White, ta-da. I'm like really enjoying how it's coming together, right? So yeah, don't be afraid to create your piece. If you have a vision for it and it doesn't go exactly the right way, I used to get so nervous, but I've realized if you just continue, if you just keep creating, whether it is a book or a creation, or maybe you're a songwriter, just keep improvising and believe in the creativity that God has uniquely gifted you, because you can do something unique and wonderful. Okay, so we are just having fun here. I am going to clip 2 more pieces. I'm trying to figure out, do I have enough? Do I have enough of the swoopy pieces? And I do. I just have to like cut it in half. So y'all, I actually, while I created this piece, it was the very last flower, and the hot glue was so hot. So please be careful again with the hot glue. That little flower piece that I added was actually from a deconstructed bouquet. I think I had gotten years ago. So again, reuse pieces. If you, instead of throwing them away, you know, if they're extremely outdated, there's probably a couple of flowers that are still relevant that you can use to the basket. So, you know, I think these pieces are really fun. Again, I'm adding another pumpkin. And I'm like, oh yeah, don't forget, got to use the little hot glue ring. I love that idea. You know, there's so many ideas that you can save money instead of just buying the, you know, like I said, the traditional pumpkin pick. So I was so happy to think about that. But anyway, this piece, let's see, I think we're like about a little over 25 minutes in. So, you know, schedule a block of time, maybe like 30 minutes or so if you're going to create a piece. Maybe you don't have a whole lot of time, an extra time to do it. But if you have 30 minutes to an hour, you really can create your own piece. You know, fall arrangements, I've looked online and they can get really pricey. And this one was actually extremely affordable, especially I had a gift card, didn't cover the whole thing, but it covered part of it. And the piece, I was just amazed how beautiful and how fun this piece was. And it made me want to create so many more after this. I'll tell you what, once you start crafting, it's like you just want to craft everything. It's really fun. And it's really happy. Okay, so I'm adding again, if you just kind of, when you have an oval piece, like you want to kind of decorate in 3s or 5s, you know, you want to have, you know, just keep going along the side. And adding more and more pieces. I found when you're doing fall floral, it's kind of like more is more. You really don't want to be minimalistic when you are creating these flourishing fall pieces. You want to kind of go with everything you got. And, you know, it's kind of like the fall season when you're walking down a path, a cobblestone path, and you see all sorts of flowers along the path and berries and fallen leaves. And it's almost like you're creating a memory in a basket. And again, I'm almost done with this. So I'm just going to put on some music at this point and let y'all enjoy the rest of this arrangement. And I just thank you so much for joining me. We had the best time creating this, and I believe that you can do it. So have fun and enjoy this beautiful fall season.